Welcome to the Manifestation Babe podcast. My name is Catherine Zinkina, and I'm a manifestation expert, master mindset coach, and multiple seven-figure entrepreneur. I'm obsessed with helping you achieve everything that you once thought was impossible. If you're looking to massively up-level your life, your finances, your relationships, your productivity and success, then you have come to the right place. My goal in this podcast is to help you see the infinite potential within yourself to be, do, and have anything that your heart desires. Think of this podcast as your weekly dose of mindset development to help you maximize who you are and where you're going. Leave it to me to provide you with the tools, the resources, the strategies, and teachings that you need to manifest a reality wilder than your wildest dreams. I know we're about to have so much fun together, so thank you so much for pushing play today, and now let's begin. Hey there, gorgeous boss babe. If you've come to this podcast to get inspired today and walk away with actionable tips and tricks to apply to your daily life so that you can manifest whatever you want, then you are absolutely in the right place. Before I dive into today's episode, I wanted to share with you something both actionable and inspirational that has completely transformed the course of my business in the last year since my team and I have been implementing it. It has added at least $3 million worth of additional revenue into our business and is a game changer regardless of where you're currently at with your business. Whether you're a complete business newbie, a struggling entrepreneur, or even a burnt out CEO with a huge team, Business by Design is going to completely transform you from where you are today to a what I now call myself digital CEO boss babe. My good friend and mentor, James Wedmore, and I are doing something special for the Manifestation Babes who take charge of their businesses in 2019. Think not only having the most effective, proven, profitable, transformational strategies and tactics, but the mindset of the most successful entrepreneur in the world. If you want to create a business that is not only wildly profitable, but gives you the freedom to do whatever you want, whenever you want, you will definitely want to get on the wait list for Business by Design right now. Literally pause this episode right now, head over to manifestyourbusinessbydesign.com. Again, manifestyourbusinessbydesign.com. Make sure you get your name down on the special MB only waitlist and get ready for something epic to come your way in July. Okay, got yourself on the wait list? You sure? Perfect. Let's head right into today's episode. Hello, gorgeous souls, and welcome back to the Manifestation Babe podcast. I have another great episode coming your way, so thank you so much for pushing the download button, pushing the subscribe button, pushing the play button, however you got here. I so appreciate you. So today's episode focus really is coming off of last episode that I uploaded where I talked about how successful or what successful people actually talk about. And I kept saying a phrase that I hope is now ingrained into your subconscious mind, which is words don't just describe your reality, they determine it. And today I want to talk about phrases that I personally never, ever say. And I want to give you guys replacements for how you can replace those very limiting, very lack-focused phrases, everyday phrases that I hear people say over and over and over again, and how you can reframe them and be creative and actually use your words to create the reality that you want. So why this is so important, why it's so important to record a podcast on phrases to never say if you want to be successful, is because your subconscious mind pays attention to every word that you say out loud. And that's because, first of all, your subconscious mind pays attention to anything, whether it's said out loud or not. So every thought that you have, every focus that you have, your surroundings, environment, it's constantly paying attention to your heartbeat. So you may not even consciously notice that your heart is beating, but your subconscious mind, if it's not paying attention to your beating heart, it'll stop beating, right? So it's very good at focusing on everything all at once. It's constantly translating 2.3 or something like that million bits per second of information happening around you and converting it and filtering it through 128 bits per second, because that's literally all that you can handle at once. Your conscious mind can only handle 128 bits per second, while your subconscious mind can handle 2.3 million bits per second. And that's why when I say you delete and distort a lot of your reality, it's because you're literally having to delete so much of your reality, only keeping the most important 128 bits per second. And your subconscious mind is constantly paying attention to what's important to you. And if you think about it, when you just have thoughts in your head, that's one thing. But when you voice those thoughts and you say them out loud, your subconscious mind actually pays closer attention, because those thoughts are now much louder. It's like ding, 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 subconscious mind, please pay attention to what I'm saying. And because, and I'm giving it like this persona, personality, like as if it's a separate entity, but it is part of you. But it literally listens to you and then translates whatever you say into truth, because it thinks, why would she say that if it weren't the truth? Why would she openly lie? Right? So that is why it's so important to be very, very careful around the language that you use. And this is why you'll never, ever, ever hear me say the following phrases. And I'm going to make a list of 5. So we're just going to start with 5 today. I have like a bazillion, but I want to give you a couple of reframes that I've personally used that don't keep me stuck in this lack mentality around what I say about my reality. Right? Because what you say about your reality just perpetuates that and creates more and more and more and more. And whatever your subconscious mind gets behind of, you can't help manifest it. So if you really believe something like, I can't afford that, and you keep saying it and you keep saying it and you keep saying it, and even if in the moment it is true that you literally don't have money in your bank account to buy something, it doesn't mean you need to keep perpetuating that reality. And you can say certain things where you're not lying to anyone, you're not lying to yourself, but you're just changing it so that it gives you room ahead of time to be able to manifest it. Because if you're not just shutting out your dreams, shutting down your dreams immediately, you can at least create space for it to manifest, even if it might not be the truth in the moment. So I'm just going to dive right in so you can understand what I'm saying. Number 1 phrase to never say if you want to be successful. And I don't think I've said this phrase in like years now, which is, I can't afford that. Go around the world right now, go around your street, your neighborhood, your city, and just listen to how many times this phrase comes out of people's damn mouths. And it drives me insane, because it doesn't have to be your reality. It doesn't have to be the truth. You can choose to afford anything and everything that you want. All it comes down to is your money mindset. All it comes down to is your wealth consciousness, and you can change that. You can elevate it. You can increase. You can attract whatever and how much ever you want. So instead of saying, I can't afford that, you're probably like, well, Catherine, what if I actually don't have the money in my damn bank account? Like, what do I say instead? I'm going to help you right now. So instead of saying, I can't afford that, I choose to say, and please feel free to borrow these, I can't wait to create the income I want to afford that. Or, wow, how can I afford that? Even simply asking that question is really powerful, because it gets your subconscious mind going to find new information for you that will help you afford it. Number 3, I can afford anything I choose to afford. So the 3 of them are that I interchange between the 3 is, I can't wait to create the income I want to afford that. Or, wow, how can I afford that? Or, I can afford anything I choose to afford. I can afford anything that is a priority to me. And how can I afford that? So much more powerful than just shutting it down. Like, why would you just shut down and limit what you can attract or buy or bring into your reality? Number 2 phrase, and I hear this even from the most successful people, which also kind of drives me insane because, in a way, even though, yes, they've created wealth, even by saying this phrase, I still don't like seeing people limit themselves. I really don't like it. It drives me insane. Just I'm just at this level where I have experienced way too much limitlessness to think that life is anything less than that. And I refuse to believe that life is anything less than that for you. So when I hear the phrase, that's so expensive, right now, it's funny that I'm even saying it out loud because I have not said this phrase in 4 years. Okay. Ever since I learned the implications of what that does and how that puts a cap where the universe is like, yeah, your wish is my command. I will make sure that this is always expensive for you. And I will make sure that your income is always limited so that every time you look at that thing that you want to buy or that experience that you want to have, it's going to be too much for you. You will never, ever, ever be able to afford it because you keep saying, I can't afford that. That's so expensive. And usually you'll hear these two go hand in hand. And so what I started to do and what I do instead, because guys, sometimes I will look at something and be like, hell no, I'm not going to buy that for that much money. I don't just spend money freely because I respect it. I know how to use it. I've learned the rules of the game of money. And I know that just throwing it around with disrespect is not going to attract more into my life. And so it's not just about buying everything. Sometimes I'll look at something and be like, yep, not going to buy that. Like, I don't want to use my money on that. I think that it's way too overvalued. And so this is what I say instead. When I'm making a general observation, I always say, wow, that's very luxury, or wow, that's so premium, or that's so high end. Like, I don't say expensive hotel, I say high end hotel, luxury hotel, premium hotel. When it is a first class seat that costs 30 grand to do round trip, I don't go, oh man, that's so expensive, I can't afford that. I say, wow, that's very luxury, very premium, very high end, and it's overvalued. And I choose to purchase it at a price I feel more aligned with. That one is so easy to use, and you can use this with your friends. You can use it when you're out and about. When you can use it when you literally don't want to spend the money because you're like, wait, that's way too overvalued. That's exactly what you would say. That's overvalued, and I choose to purchase it at a price I feel more aligned with. Boom. You're not lying. You're not being forced to buy something. You're kind of saying that's expensive, but you're not limiting your fucking income. You're just limiting how much money you'd pay for that item. You're not limiting how much you can bring into your life. Do you guys get the difference? It is subtle shifts. Actually, with some of these, it's more than subtle, but it's changing the vibration. Because every word that leaves your mouth and every thought that you have and every feeling that you feel and all the actions that you take, they're all vibrating at different frequencies. And it's a much different frequency to say that's overvalued and I choose to purchase it at a price I feel more aligned with than that's so expensive. Completely different vibrations, right? Number 3, this one I hear a lot, a lot. That's so hard, or I'm having a hard time, or I'm struggling, but I'm going to stick with that's so hard. And instead of saying that and creating a reality where something is really hard for me because I choose to release that struggle and I choose to step into ease, I say that's challenging and I am more than up for the challenge, because that insinuates that you're going to overcome the hard thing anyway. It's a challenge, and guess what? Guess what, universe? I am more than up for the challenge. I am ready. I will overcome it. Because when you say that's so hard and just stop right there, do you feel any motivation to take action? Do you feel any motivation to change? Do you feel any motivation to make a difference? Do you feel any motivation to choose a different thought and think about it otherwise? No, it's like a hard stop right there. That's so hard. And instead saying that's challenging and I'm more than up for the challenge is so much more empowering. And then another thing that you can say, there's actually 2 more, which is I choose to make it easy for me, because again, it's a choice to make it hard or easy. Or you can ask a question, and I love asking questions, which is, how can I approach this with more ease? And just see what comes through. Number 4, I wish I could do that. Holy F. This one drives me crazy. There's actually number 5 and number 4 both drive me insane when I hear it. When I hear like someone who has the same opportunities as me, the same ability and capability and gifts as me, when they come to my Instagram account or enter my world and look at the things that I'm experiencing and doing because I chose to attract them and build them and create them and manifest them, they say, "Oh man, I wish I could do that." And it drives me crazy because I'm like, wow, I could have been stuck in that story. I could have been watching everyone else just saying, "Ugh, I wish I could do that. Ugh, I wish I could travel like that. Ugh, I wish I could build a business like that. Ugh, I wish I had a team like that." Instead, you can say, I can do anything I set my mind to. And that's what I started telling myself. Instead of wishing something, I just kept telling myself, I can do anything I set my mind to. So, how am I going to set my mind up for it? Right. And then you start focusing on the energetics behind how those people got there because it wasn't some sort of luck. It wasn't a different strategy. It wasn't a different action that you're unaware of that they took. It's just that they started thinking about it differently. They changed their mindsets. And so you can also say, I'm shifting my priorities right now so I can do that. And most often, you guys, it might be turning off your Netflix every once in a while. It might be picking up a book. It might be choosing to watch a webinar on how to start a business or enroll into a course like Business by Design, for instance, by James Wedmore, and learning how to build the business that got that person there instead of watching and catching up on The Bachelorette, for example. Like you can shift your priorities and sometimes you got to ask yourself like is it worth me spending my money here where instead I can be investing it into my future? Is it worth me spending my time and investing my time into a Netflix series that will always be there and I'll always be able to find it online than to build a business that opens up a huge avenue of abundance and resources and money that will allow me to create that kind of life or lifestyle or level of impact. So that's a question, or that's something. Those are the two things you can say, and then the question could also be, "Wow, how did you do that?" And get curious and ask others to help you because I promise you, the people who are the happiest, most fulfilled living their dream life, they're not afraid to share it because they know that life is abundant and they want everybody to have a piece of the pie that doesn't exist because there is no pie, there is no piece. We all get to have it all. Okay, this one is for you ladies. All right, I don't care how old you are. I don't care what you have to say about my age. I'm 26. I know that's still so young, but I hear this even from people my age and younger. And in general, when I hear this, I just know that what it creates is more of what you guys keep saying, which is this is aging, or wow, I must be getting old now, or damn, like this is what gravity is doing to my body, or oh my god, I'm getting old, or man, aging sucks, and et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And I hear it from all different ages of women. And it drives me crazy because guess what? You're gonna age when you say that. Your body will actually process the aging faster because you're telling your subconscious mind to do it. You're telling your subconscious mind the things that you are complaining about. You are manifesting the things that you're complaining about. And so I remember in my old office when I worked my 9 to 5 job, my employees were all women. My coworkers were all women. And every day, one of them will stub their toe or forget a word or do something that is 100% normal and human. And they'll immediately go, oh man, I'm getting old. Or this is aging. Or this is what, everything's going to shit now. Or I'm over the hump now. Or whatever BS that comes out of their mouths. And instead, what I choose to say, and I know I'm still young, you guys, I get it. Okay, I get it. But what I choose to say to prevent me aging any faster than I need to age, because age is just a freaking number, right? I get to choose to look amazing my whole life. I get to take care of my body. I get to treat it with love, tons and tons of love, and be as vibrant and filled with energy and be as limitless as I choose to be. I get to choose a marathon at the age of 90 if that's what I choose to do. So, for all you women out there, regardless of your age, start telling yourself this new story now. And it's going to feel so much better. But I promise you, look at yourself, like take a selfie of yourself today. How about we do a little game? Okay. Take a selfie of yourself right now. And then take the next selfie of yourself 1 year from now. And for the next year of your life, commit to saying the following phrases: I am getting more and more youthful with each year that passes. This is the decade I feel and look younger than any previous decade. And choose to say year as well. This is the year that I feel and look younger than any year before me. Or I have more energy now than I ever had in the years before me. Or you can even ask yourself a question every day: what can I do to feel younger today? And I caught my friend and coach yesterday after we were finished having a session. We were talking about some awesome skincare stuff that I've gotten into recently. And she was like, oh man, like I have this on my face, like I'm getting old now, blah, blah, blah. And I immediately stopped her. I'm like, the F did you just say to me? I'm like, hello, no, you're getting younger and younger and younger with each year that passes. And from now on, from this point forward, you feel so, so grateful for your youthful appearance. And you have more energy and more vitality and more youth with each day that passes. And she's like, Catherine, I freaking love you. Thank you for that reframe, because wouldn't you much rather create that reality than the I am old and aging and everything's breaking in my body reality? I mean, really, which reality do you want? So whichever one you want, start focusing on it and stop complaining about the one that you don't want, because if you complain, you're also attracting focus and energy into the reality that you don't want, the one that you are complaining about. So those are my 5 phrases. I have lots more. Let me know if you enjoyed this episode, and maybe I can do some more. Maybe you can send me some and ask for which reframes I'd give it to give you guys ideas. Maybe this can become a series. I don't know. But really, it's about swapping your phrases into something more empowering. So it's about seeing the silver lining and creating the reality that you do want with every single word and every single conversation and every single thing that comes out of your mouth. And of course, that starts with what processes in your mind. And what processes in your mind comes from your subconscious. And so when you get your subconscious in line, then your language will be a lot more automatic. But it works like a loop too. So where you can start with the end in mind, with the end result, where you say the phrase that you want to say, that you want to believe. And then eventually, with enough repetition, your subconscious mind then integrates it inside. And then what ends up happening is that the autopilot of your subconscious mind becomes these new phrases. So the power of reframe is really, really powerful. And I think it's my greatest skill that I've ever learned and greatest skill that I've ever mastered. And I think it's the most game-changing skill for you also to incorporate and master. Asking yourself how you can reframe everything in your life, every thought, every belief, every past experience, every challenge, every problem. How can you turn it into something that is always, always happening for you and not to you? No matter what your circumstances are currently, no matter where your current location is, your destination can be whatever it is that you want. So start saying the phrases that successful people say and stop saying the phrases that unsuccessful people say. So I hope you enjoyed this podcast episode. Let me know what you think. Tag me on Instagram, take a screenshot, share it with your friends. And then also, especially if this resonated with you and if you realize it's time to upgrade your language, I would love for you to translate some of your awesome new phrases into a review for my podcast so that I can send you a free manifestation hypnosis completely free of charge, just as a thank you gift for helping spread the word about this podcast and sharing it with the world and leaving a review. My team and I absolutely get pumped with every single review that we receive. It motivates us, it keeps this content going. Our podcast is obviously always going to stay a free platform. And with each review that we get, and every time we climb the charts and every time new people discover us, it brings so much more fuel and energy back into our universe to keep giving even more to you. So we really, really appreciate it. We send you the manifestation hypnosis by you taking a screenshot of your review right before you send it in, so it doesn't disappear into the ether while iTunes takes care of it on their end, and only then it appears on the podcast. So make sure you screenshot it before as proof. Email it to hello@manifestationbabe.com and we'll send you a manifestation hypnosis in return. All right, you guys, I love you so, so much. Have an awesome day, and I will see you in the next episode. Bye. Thank you so much for tuning into today's episode. If you absolutely loved what you heard today, be sure to share it with me by leaving a review on iTunes so that I can keep the good stuff coming your way. If you aren't already following me on social media, come soak up the extra inspiration on Instagram by following @manifestationbabe or visiting my website at manifestationbabe.com. I love and adore you so much and can't wait to connect with you in the next episode. In the meantime, go out there and manifest some magic.